Good evening, football fans, and welcome to Dobbins Minute Football. If you were a little bit late at J. Fred Friday night, you may have missed part of the game as the Indians slayed the Dragons. Been thinking about that one. 49-0. Total domination that I hadn't seen at J. Fred since probably the last time Jellicoe came to town. What would you say?
We got after a faster start. We were off faster than John Edwards was off the Appalachian Trail. It was. Somebody asked me after the game how long, or if we had ever gotten off to a start like that, and the only time I can remember, and it wasn't at DB, but when we were at Chilhowie, we opened up against Rich Valley, 2 plays and then a block punt, as opposed to 2 plays and then a punt return. Yeah, I was really scared to death. They were big up front.
I know. In the pregame, I know you were talking about how big they were, and you talked about that big nose man they had, whether we're going to be able to get him moved off the ball.
They had 2 300-pounders on their offensive line. Tailback, run through you quicker than midnight Crystal Burgers. He was a load, but we were fortunate. We didn't let him get started.
Seems like all the kids played their position pretty well.
Yeah, you'll notice we really run to the ball hard.
Yeah.
A lot of people, even if we're making mistakes right now, a lot of people are playing hard. Which anytime you play hard, it gives you a chance.
Of course, we got a chance to kick a lot. They always start at 20 because I think we put Elpers put 5 kickoffs. 7
of 8 in the end zone.
I quit counting.
Well, you might have led.
With the rest of the people.
With everybody else, yeah. It was, but our people hung in there pretty good in the second half.
They
and
did.
By the end of the game, that cleared out pretty good, but a good chance for our 2s to get some work early, go back with our 1s, and then really got, a number of almost all of our JVs in.
Yeah, that's great.
If they didn't get in Friday night, they were under the bench somewhere.
They were. Let's go ahead and get started here, Coach, because I know we've got a lot of highlights. Let's go ahead and get started on these.
Open up. First play at J. Fred Johnson for the year. Good way to open up behind Ty Hayworth, Sam Fowler, and Terry Keller. Little counter action here. Seth Barger has an excellent block on the linebacker. They were trying to rotate their secondary to our motion,
Malik gets down there,
which left the middle of the field vulnerable. And Devon Swafford runs through a tackle and then runs to the end zone quickly. And that's what he does very well, is he runs quickly. On defense, our defense, I believe it's the first time we've ever held folks to negative yards. That was John McCord and Nick Sensabaugh. John's a senior that last year had a nicked spleen. There you see John. Ooh, John, you better get your pads over a little bit. Hunter Holt with a 3rd down and 3 stop. John was up there trying to spill it a little bit to him.
They got us on encroachment. I told somebody, I said, that may be the biggest play they have for the first half.
Well, they got us to jump. I believe that was the only time.
I think so.
Nice option play here. Again, they're trying to rotate with motion. They take the dive. Chris Cook gets downhill, pitches it out to Seth Barger. Run this back. I want you to see something here. Because a lot of times these offensive linemen, they get kind of overlooked. See if we can't go back a little bit further with that. Yeah, there we go. Sam Fowler, our left tackle. Watch him loop around the read man, get up on the linebacker, does a nice job cutting the linebacker off, continue running, and that's him that gets the last block down the field on the defensive back. That's what the game is about.
Seth Barger, 56-yard run, and I believe there's about nearly 9 minutes still left, and we're up 14-0.
We're going to get after this quarterback a little bit here. Justin Long coming off the backside edge on the outside linebacker blitz. O.J. Long, man, he just keeps playing hard.
I like his
He said about 2 words in 3 years.
But I like his motor.
Anytime he could point, he'll point instead of talking. He doesn't even ask to pass the salt. He just points at it. Here we go. They're going to punt to Malik. We actually just about blocked the punt. We get a couple of nice blocks from our two other deep backs. Malik makes a good cut. We will talk about him tucking that football next week. He ran that last few yards with the football in a mighty precarious situation. Must have watched the Deion Sanders highlight video as they put him into the Hall of Fame.
7 minutes left, and we're still 21-0.
Sam Taylor, Trevor Gillum, back here making a nice play. Sam, a guy that was hurt almost all last year, and has made a bunch of big plays for us. We missed Devon's big hit tackle for a loss.
I know you said in the first game you want to try to throw the ball, establish the run game a little bit more, and we're going to see it here in this series of plays.
Cook to Swafford. I'm going to tell you now, Cookie can throw the football. And Devon gets out there and runs through a tackle and makes one miss.
28-yard carry on that.
And then we throw one for a 4-yard gain. We were right at 100% efficiency on our passing game, and we'll take that. This is Chris Cook to Malik Foreman. A little bit of quick game. As I said, they're rotating their safety away, so it's one-on-one out here. And one-on-one, we're able to get away from that corner and get in the end zone.
Up 28-0 now. Notice again, they're starting at the 20-yard line where Elpers hits that ball into the end zone.
7 for 7, Chad Diminick on the extra points. Trevor Gillum blows this thing up. Will Allen and John McCord get the tackle for a loss. You don't often see, Trevor gets up there and blows the trap block up. Now this is a block punt for Michael White, sophomore, linebacker. Now we end up, now here's the thing, the ball crossed the line of scrimmage and we touch it. Therefore it's a fumble. The ball had not crossed the line of scrimmage, we can touch it, they can still advance it. So they get the ball back. That block punt didn't work out real well for us.
Well, you still like to see kids get aggressive though.
Love to see block punts.
Yeah.
We try and teach that rule all we can. We got caught in a little bit of a substitution there. It was 2nd down and 20. And thank goodness Jay Long comes from the backside and makes up for it. 3rd and 19. Blake McDavid now in at outside linebacker. Watch him come up and take that lead blocker on. Sam Taylor, Devon Swafford, another tackle for loss. I'm not sure. We had 13 tackles for loss in this game, and I don't know that we've ever had that many before.
They punt the ball. Actually, they shank one right there, and we've got the ball starting at the 22 right here. Actually,
and once again, their aggressiveness in the secondary. We go a little play action. Malik wide open there in the little corner route. And that's what our offense does. It makes for big plays in the passing game. We got them back on and this one really, and the reason I put it in here is just to show John McCord's hustle. Run that back. I'll pay you extra for that running back stuff. I mean, John is up the field, coming off the edge. Ball comes out. Watch him crawling toward that ball. Make sure he gets it taken up.
What's that, three for him this year?
I believe it is.
3 fumble recoveries. He had 2 last week, I believe. And
we score. Looks like somehow that got left off the highlights too. Chris Cook had a 13-yard touchdown. Will Allen and Hunter Holt, another tackle for a loss. 3rd down and 7 here. And they're going to throw a little slant route. A lot of times we take it for granted that our defensive backs breaking on the football, getting to it. That's a pretty nice break right there by Devon. Mm-hmm. Guys playing both ways, still playing defense hard. A lot of times it's hard to get really good offensive players to do that.
Come with some of our other people right now.
Hey, what's the left guard here? Thomas Edwards. Thomas Edwards going to mash this linebacker. He's a little bit high coming off, but he's going to mash that linebacker. And we'll get a nice little run. I believe that was maybe Austin Straley.
Austin ran the ball real well.
We get a holding penalty, so we end up with a 2nd down and 9. Got Kevin White in at quarterback now, senior that's worked hard, and he gets around the edge for a 9-yard gain, gets his 1st down. We ended up losing the ball on a fumble, which, if you looked at the game stats, we lost 3 fumbles, but that was all with our young pups, and they got to learn sometime. Oh man, Sam Taylor blows that thing up right there.
Hunter Holt, Nick, and McCord ended up making a play. Defense, I think I was getting ready to say, gave up negative 2 yards for the night. And that's really pretty impressive, especially whenever you're playing a lot of
Oh
kids.
man, watch old Sam Taylor get through there and make that play. Good play. Good to see him out there having fun. Like I said, he was hurt most of last year, and just great to see him back out there. We end up losing a fumble, and here we come off the edge. Landon Ketron with a hurry forces him to throw the ball away, and that ends the first half of highlights. More in the first half than in the second, but the second was on a continuous clock.
Exactly.
So it's hard to get too awful many in there.
I know whenever you told Kevin White he was going in, Cook pretty much pack it up for the night. We'd only run 9 plays, and we did not have a first down. We didn't have a first down. We were up, I think we were up 35-0, and didn't even have a first down.
I told our guys at film yesterday, I said, guys, our 3rd down conversion rate was horrible. That's because we didn't have any 3rd downs. So that's a tribute to you guys and how hard you played on 1st and 2nd. Really wanted to get Malik Foreman an opportunity to get behind the one offensive line.
Right.
Start the second half, and he only got in there a couple of plays, but did a good job. Of course, Malik's a very versatile guy. Obviously had a punt return for a touchdown, 2 touchdown catches, a handoff for a touchdown, and played defensive back for us also.
42-0 at halftime. We want to remind you this is now being streamed on the internet at www.dbfootballshow.com. So if you missed this, want to come back, don't have enough of the Clark Brothers fix, you can always go there.
That's for you, Mom, because I know. That's probably the only one who wants to watch it that bad.
All right, let's hear a word from the guys that bring you Dobbins Bennett football, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes. Stay with us.
We're all different. That's why there are 5 new Civics. The next generation Civic, only from Honda.
Hey, Paul, you guys got anything to rent here?
I got everything you need to rent. I've got bulldozers, I've got bobcats, I've got all kinds of party stuff, tents, tables, and chairs, just about anything you might need for an event, and also anything you might need to rent to help your house look better or renovate your house.
I was thinking more in terms of offensive linemen. You got any offensive linemen out back I can bring back with me?
I'm sure we got some. We got 2 or 3 really. pretty good sized people.
Well, I know you guys have got the best anywhere around because I've got a few things here myself.
Yeah, we do our best to make sure everything works good and it's new stuff and it's all up to date and state-of-the-art equipment. And I am proud to be a sponsor of Graham Clark Football Show and to be a DB sponsor.
Well, I'm proud to be a part of Dobbins Bennett football.
Yeah.
And we appreciate Action Rental being a part of it.
You know, it's great that the people that do support Dobbins Bennett, we want to make sure that Tony Barger at Phil Bachman Honda, Brian Hayworth at Hayworth Tires, Paul Nottingham at Action Rentals, and we've got a new guy helping us out this year, HD Motors, and they say they're the best prices in town on used automobiles out on Stone Drive. We really appreciate those people bringing Dobbins Bennett football.
I've had dealings with all those folks in a lot of different ways, and good people that love Dobbins Bennett football. You know, I've got a jackhammer from Paul this summer. I'd rather not talk about what all I did with it, but because it was a hard day's labor, and Bloody Mary at the house had the whip over me. If you remember Aunt B's version of working Otis Campbell, Bloody Mary was right there with the whip. So, and love her heart, I will say this about her: when she fell in the pool, I did laugh. Until I found out her cell phone was in her pocket.
Oh, not good.
Well, you put it in a bag of rice and it dries it out. That's a little home remedy for y'all. Put it in a bag of rice and it dries it out. If you put it in minute rice, it happens quicker. Yeah.
Talking about the first downs, Dobbins Bennett had 12 for the game. Clinton had 1. We had 408 yards total offense. We were 100% proficiency in our passing game. And, you know, the defense just sort of looked like you knew where the play was going before they came out of the huddle.
We swarmed to the football. We really did.
Really did.
And, you know, I know that last week Clinton had ran a lot of tight end, twins over formations, and their tight end got hurt. As a matter of fact, they actually took him from the field to the hospital in the Halls game. Young man named McCamey, and we hope he's doing better. But he, the quarterback, starting quarterback out with mono, so it kind of limited a little bit of what they could do.
Yeah.
And gave our defense some opportunities to get a little bit more pressure on them.
All right, as we said, we're up 42-0. We decided we're going to go back. Of course, they got the kickoff, and as again we say, start out the 20.
Go back with our ones. Let's see, who made that one? That's Will Allen. Will had 3 tackles for loss on the game. Will, a senior linebacker that has great instincts. A guy that, you know, he's one that really does seem to know where the ball's going. He reads the thing well. Trevor Gillum and Sam Taylor with another big loss. They end up having to punt out of their end zone.
I think they had 10 punts for the night, if I remember correctly.
And because of some of the success we had in our punt returns, they started kicking it out of bounds, which gave us even better field position.
We'll start right here. I believe starting about the 33-yard line.
Malik Foreman now in at quarterback, operating behind the number 1 offensive line. Terry Keller has gone out. We've got Austin Hayworth at center. So we got the Hayworth brothers side by side.
If I counted it right, I believe that's only Devo's second carry right there. I had him at 13 and 66 yards. So 2 carries for the night, 39.5-yard average.
Pretty good average.
Not bad.
Pretty good average. Not bad at all. And this is Seth Barger on a sweep.
I believe
nice block by Swafford. Elper's working hard out front. And that gave Seth Barger his second carry for 76 yards. Put him right at a 38-yard average.
49.
This is a kickoff that we don't get into the end zone. And sophomore DJ Jones hustling down. Throwing his body a little bit. DJ's a guy that's got some talent. And we just got to keep working him and getting him better every day. He runs that football pretty good. Back on defense. Our second down and 10. We got Chad Diminick in at linebacker now. Adrian Hargrave at outside linebacker. Jake Stidham back there around the football, defensive tackle.
He's a young man, played JV, played on Monday, lost a heartbreaker to Science Hill. I believe it was 30-28.
30-28. Yeah, went up
last second.
Went up 28-27 on extra point by Mandy Nutter.
Last second field goal.
Here we go. Let's get some pressure on him, Jordan Sayers. Good job of contain. Good job of getting him down, and good job of trying to strip the football. Did not come up with the turnovers we came up with last week. Got to get back and get on that turnover circuit a little bit.
There we are.
Trey Trammell, number 32, sophomore running back. I give him a hard time. He limps every day except Friday. He had a little ankle injury in the spring. I believe he just got used to limping.
Limps on the field, limps off the field, but whenever he gets that ball, he takes off.
Hey, Jim Brown used to limp a lot too when he got up. I'm not going to put him in that same classification, but back on offense again with the continuous clock. Don't get a whole lot of action. That's Josh Hope. Josh is a freshman quarterback and played 5 quarterbacks in the game.
16-yard carry right there, Mr. Holt.
Back here about the 50-yard line, Alex Keller is in at halfback, and he's going to get a knockdown block out here on the edge. Right there, attaboy, good. Way to keep working.
Working down the field.
Trammell, I thought Trammell was going to break this one. Just about did. We're down here 2nd down and 5 at the 20-yard line. Excuse me, folks. I'm trying to get a cough. I'll be doggone. They cut out Alex Keller's highlight. Anyway, you can tell it's about daylight again here. We had another little run by Alex for 15 yards and closed the thing down on the 5-yard line. We had a fumble, a little exchange mesh issue that kept the young group from getting in before that. But a couple of good drives, really. The young group had a couple of good drives.
Yeah, sure did.
Because really, they added quite a bit of offense onto the total. Early on, we got such great field position because of our kicking game and our swarming defense that, on nights like that, you don't have a lot of team offense.
Right.
But you get your younger kids in, and sometimes they'll get stuffed, but they added a lot of good yards and a lot of good, strong defense.
As we said, the continuous clock, because once the game, the second half started, they only stopped for timeouts, injuries, penalty enforcements, and there's one other thing. There's a fourth thing, but change of possession. So the clock was running, so we don't have as many plays. But great job getting all the kids in. It's always good. They're all up there huddled around the coach, and whenever their name gets called, they're ready to jump in there and play because that's what they practice for all week.
Absolutely. You want young men that want to get on the field, but the get-back coach gets double duty for right there,
exactly.
Because you got to be behind that line. You got that 2-yard warning line that folks, boy, sometimes they pay more attention to that than to the daggone ball game. Give everybody room to clear out and run up and down the sideline. But we did get everybody in. We got everybody in for quite a bit of time, really.
Exactly.
And good night.
Do want to mention that we mentioned about the JV with a heartbreaking loss to Science Hill, but then the freshman team, they picked it up. Coach Hubbard's boys picked it up and 37-0, and which was really pretty impressive because there's some freshmen. We got some freshmen up playing with the varsity, some up playing with the JV, and to the best of my knowledge, we've had the first points scored by a female in Dobyns-Bennett football. Is that correct?
If it happened before, it was before you and I were watching it, and that's a while back.
That's been a while.
Yeah, we got a freshman kicker by the name of Mandy Nutter, and she's got a good leg. She's pretty accurate. The extra point in the JV game that she hit that put us ahead 28-27.
That was a 30-yarder?
Was a 30-yarder
Yeah.
because we had 2 5-yard penalties preceding that. So she's worked very hard.
Yeah.
Came to our camp this summer and kicked, and Scott Necessary worked with her some at the camp, and she's done a lot of work on her own and got a strong leg. Our kicking game through the first 2 games has been very pleasant. Brad Elpers, we did not punt Friday night, but Brad averaged 38 yards punt against Farragut. He's had now, I think, 8 kickoffs into the end zone. Chad Diminick has been perfect on extra points. Missed a field goal down at Farragut.
Of course, whenever you say perfect on extra points, you got to think about we've had the center holder exchange, and that's been very good too. So
Chris Cook, our new holder. Terry Keller, returning snapper from last year.
So that makes good. Makes our win last. I was reading the paper, and our win against Farragut is validated a little bit more by the fact that on Friday night they had a big win over Oak Ridge, who was supposed to be pretty daggone good, and they had 500 yards, which again talks a little bit about our defense holding them to 250, and that was a big win for them. And like I say, it sort of validates our win a little bit better.
Makes us feel a little bit better as we go into this big rival game week coming up with Sullivan South Rebels.
Conference game coming up, first game of the conference, and that's the thing you strive for is your conference championship, and that your conference record is what works more towards the playoff version.
Them coming off an open date, they opened up week 0 with Inca High School over in Inca, North Carolina, and had them 44-40 with like 2 minutes left in the game, backed up on the 12-yard line, 4th down and 12, and Inca threw a slant route and got a pass interference that gave them a first down. It was a pass interference that on the college field would not have been a pass interference because it was an uncatchable ball.
Okay.
But there is no uncatchable ball rule in high school. So a little teaching point for you here. As you see, there are uncatchable balls in pro football, uncatchable ball in college football. There is no such rule in high school. So tough break for South, and Inca went on down to score with just a little bit of time left and ended up winning the game 47-44. I don't know where South finds those big old running quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers, I believe it's the young man's name. They've had Heath Hayden. They've had Bradley Davenport. They had
Kurt
Phillips. And, they get in the shotgun and run that daggone guy almost like an old single wing sometimes. Mm-hmm. And he is an impressive young man. Of course, big, I believe it's JC. I get him and Ty mixed up.
Garvin.
They both about 6'4", 220 pounds, and they've made about 100 tackles against us over the last 4 years.
You're going to have to account for them and know where they are on the football
Defensive
field.
Player of the Year last year in our conference.
Right, as a junior. We're back at J. Fred again. In fact, we're there for the next 2 weeks after this. So come out and get your tailgate on. If you don't have anything on Tuesday nights, make sure you go check out the Dobbins Bennett Quarterback Club at the Alumni Building in the community room. Also remember dbfootballshow.com. And
very short ride for you. JV game at North Monday night, 6 o'clock. Freshman game at North Thursday night.
So, and then
you got a chance to get you a football fix going here now.
Indians at the Fred with the Rebels coming in. Coach, it's time to roll Tide. See you next week.